It's the 58th running of the Catalina ski race, sponsored by Nordic Boats. Now, hotter than ever.
Long Beach Harbor, Long Beach, California. The fireboat is already pumping water. It's early, and they're getting ready for the 58th annual Catalina ski race. It has been running since 1949. They call it the greatest of all ski races. Get ready to go. Buckle your seatbelt at home. Catalina and back. Over 80 entries on hand, teams have come from all over the world to take part in a legendary Southern California event. And not going 26 miles to that little island, it's actually 31 miles one way. Hi everyone, I'm Bruce Flanders. Along with Jeff Barris, we're going to do our best to keep you up with the action. Over 21 different classes depending on how old you are and how fast that boat is that pulls you. Well, maybe not that boat. That happens to be one called the American Pride joining in, and look at those people on hand having a great time, Jeff.
That's right, Bruce. They set up right outside Queen's Gate. They love to see the stampede of horsepower that charges right at them, through the break wall, and then onto Avalon.
And the Australian accent you're about to hear in a moment is the third member of our announcing team, Jay Black.
Time to rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll.
Jay has skied this race 3 times now, so he's going to be perfect to give us a good insight on what it's like out there from a skier's point of view. But right now, we got to get over the start line and get a good look at all the teams.
They've been doing this since the 40s. 1949, I think, was the first one. And the boats have gotten consistently faster. What about the individual equipment for the competitors?
Arm restraints, head restraints, neck rolls, carbon fiber helmets. We might see 3 to 4 different handle styles out there today.
Yeah, we got Mike Bemis, a legendary American skier. Every ski race that I've been to, whether it's marathons, circles, or Catalina, or wherever, he's always there, and this guy is just full of beans.
Today marks the anniversary of his 30th start in this race. Bimo first skied this race in 1973.
If you're a ski racer, you know about Catalina. It's one of those races that everyone would like to compete in to say they've done it, because it has quite an aura with respect to how tough it is, and it's on the ocean. There's not too many other races in the world that are in open ocean like this. In Australia, a lot of people would talk about Catalina. A lot of people. And they're like, well, you do everything. You do the Sydney Bridge, the Grafton, Mildura, the Southern 80, all that sort of stuff, but everyone knows about the Catalina race. And
besides Australia, we've got Great Britain, Holland, Belgium, Italy, and we've got 22 international competitors. And we've got some real good new first-timers here this year.
It's very interesting the first time you ski through it in this race, because you've got so many other boats around you, and it gets so chopped up, and it's loud. You're trying to concentrate on the back of your boat. You take your eyes off that water in front of you, and that's when everything comes unglued.
Tell them what other kind of distractions are going on out there besides waves trying to knock you down.
Oh, spectator boats, horns going off, you're looking at the actual break walls themselves, kind of thing, so you're seeing where you're going to go through, other boats around you, other skiers, the noise of the boats, and then you're also looking a lot at the wash coming at you from other boats. You know, when you got 2 boats, one each side and a couple of each side of you, you tend to get these diagonal waves, or these waves that come up on the side of you, and they catch you, because the boat in front of you, if he's, beside you, if he's going the same speed or faster, that wave is going to catch you no matter what. So you've got to prepare and anticipate for that, and at the same time, make sure you're going to stay on the ski and keep the hammer down.
But now we get to look in on the fastest team in all of ski racing, Todd Haig and his team of world champions.
Now this shot is of the defending ski race champion. This guy's won here a lot.
This team is creating some kind of dynasty. They're back again, going for his second three-peat in 7 years.
For a moment, let's talk about the boat. Power-wise, it's got a twin Paul Pfaff 950 SC, 2 Chevrolet big blocks in it. This puppy's putting some horsepower to the water.
That's right. She does well over triple digits.
Twin big blocks is the norm, or the size of what we're going to have for power plants. Lots of cubic inches.
And having that much horsepower in that big a boat really allows you to burrow a path through the rough stuff for your skier.
Now the other guys with him they've got to know what they're doing too. The observer, the navigator, and the pilot.
That is the team that is the best at knowing what they're doing. In just the last few years, this team has gelled into one of ski racing's most dominant teams. Nice turnout for the over and back class this year.
By the way, that over and back, for those of you that are not familiar with it, one skier skis one way, and then they change skiers and come back, and they're in for a separate trophy. There's 21 different classes in this competition.
That's right.
I feel a nervous energy right now as we look over the whole field on the countdown to this go time.
He doesn't look nervous at all. Looks like he needs a beer.
Has they been practicing for the last couple of days? Are the butterflies dead or what?
The entire security titles team comes out the week before. They practice and they vacation right here in the Long Beach Harbor. And they love it, Bruce.
In fact, the start of this event, the Catalina ski race, just a few hundred yards away where the famous Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach happens every year. This is a racy little town.
The Catalina ski race makes for an exciting family weekend of racing.
There's a little bit of Italian love there.
It is definitely an honor to have an onboard camera, in fact a helmet cam, with the crew of Debbie Norblad. Now to set it up for you a little bit more, Debbie Norblad, a former winner here at the Catalina race, she is the only woman to complete the course in less than 1 hour. She also has quite a history in water skiing. She's a 12-time world team member. Now, the crew, Randy Gerald at the controls, Gary Steele and Denny Valdez in the boat. Denny Valdez is wearing the helmet cam. This should make for some interesting shots. Now, it's a two-wave start we're going to see. Try to set it up for the folks at home. What's the difference between the two waves?
Pretty simple, Bruce. All boats 21 foot and under will start in the first wave. Any boat over up to 43 feet will be in the second wave. Even these 15-year-old and under junior girls, well, they seem to all have 40-footers this year, Bruce. They'll be shown no mercy. They must run right alongside with the biggest of the dogs.
It's remarkable how quick these young girls go. They got some real gumption to stay on the ski at 70, 80 mile an hour at the age of 14.
Tony Adams, he picked up another hot shot this year. I hear Jason Walmsley's the new Australian champ.
Beauty's got the Southern Cross going. You ripper, mate. Have a good one.
There's Team Bottom Line, record holder John Campagnas. He looks real fired up.
What a great looking boat that is. Two big blower scoops on the back. You know, there's some horsepower there to push.
What's going through the mind of the competitor at this early hour on a summer day?
They're getting anxious to start this race. The teams will be going over last-minute strategies, but there's some teams out there that are scrambling around wishing they had more time.
Aussie Steve Morley coming up alongside Todd Haig. Interesting strategy for the start. Be nice to tuck in behind the world champion for a nice clean run out through the break wall.
The Terrible logo. I see that around all kinds of forms of racing. Terrible Herbst, right? This is another one of the teams that's a potential front runner here, correct?
Well, yeah, the one dancing there is Lauren Eagle. She's the current Formula 2 world champion. Definitely one of the top women, Bruce.
So, not to be lightly regarded is what you're saying?
Dancing before the start line, dancing on the ski, and she'll be dancing at the finish.
She also earned herself a record skiing at the Catalina ski race here in the mixed double class with Rudy Stout. Team Terrible has 4 entries in the race today. Shouldn't be hard to find them. Just look for Team Red.
There's the Herbst party barge, and there's the Tinny out the back. You beauty.
On. All right, the big boats, they're waiting for the second wave start. The helicopters are starting to gather around in the air here at Long Beach, and you know every year that signals it's time.
So many helicopters in the air before the race is just so exciting.
Outboard folks sitting around waiting for that countdown to get them underway. Nervous energy, as we've mentioned already. We're inside the harbor here in Long Beach, and we're getting ready for the 58th annual Catalina ski race.
Feels great when you got all those guys around you and all the other boats. You're looking around. Damn, it's on now, all this training we've done.
We're looking at 2 buddies from Long Beach skiing in the Formula 1 today. You know Steve-O, right?
Yeah, I know Steve Irwin. Yeah, good mate of ours from Queensland, Australia. Oh, no, that's the other Steve-O.
Jeff Ryman might show him who's boss. This will be Brady Leonard's first time ever skiing the Catalina ski race, and they'll be squaring off against each other in the Formula 1 class. Looks like we've got another impressive Formula 2 lineup.
Fantastic class to ski in. thing about the F2 division as a skier, and that is that it's a class that's very equal, around about 80, 85 mile an hour max. The drivers are driving the pants off these things. They're at the limit the whole time. Skier gets a lot of bumps, and it's close racing. Fantastic for the sport in the respect that it's more affordable to get into for a lot of the new teams, where they're not spending the huge amounts of money. It's more regulated, and from a skier's point of view, it's fantastic having someone side by side just doing a complete drag race.
And we're talking a maximum horsepower here of like 300 if I read the rule book correctly.
Just like the America's Cup, mate. They're all to the rule, and it makes for great, exciting racing.
All right, there's a shot of them all getting set up. Again, we're lagging back from the starting line area, awaiting the signals from the officials, but everybody's getting their helmets on, so you know things are getting close now. They have been, in the last couple of years, getting it right down under 1 hour, and that's a 31-mile one-way, 62-mile total run in less than an hour. That's an average of, over 60-some-odd miles an hour.
When Todd Haig broke the record in 2004, he averaged 70.15 miles an hour, Bruce.
We're rocking and roaring the sounds again as the motors are starting to come to life. You saw the flags were up. This is getting to be an intense moment now.
So now this is when you're really starting to think about the start. It's going through your mind, getting ready to jump in the water, full concentration. You really don't want to be disturbed too much at this point in time.
Well, the smell of two-stroke wafts across the water. This is beginning to, if you pardon my comparison, this is beginning to look like the famed Oklahoma land rushes. They got all those Conestoga wagons in line there. To me, it doesn't seem like there is enough room between skiers. Is this an acceptable amount of space?
Safety is of utter importance. As long as they maintain 20 foot of side clearance, they'll be all right.
Nobody's in the water yet. When did you actually put the skier in the water? 2-3 minutes to go, or what?
Once you hit that water, it's interesting. It's like all the butterflies go. All you're concentrating on is your start and the next 60 plus minutes of pain, and how you're going to get through that and manage that the best to get the most out of you and your boat and your team.
Skiers in the water, putting some tension on the line, right?
Typical rope lengths can range anywhere from 150 to 250 feet back, depending on conditions and ability of the skier.
Hands are in the air, everyone's got their observers looking back, making sure their skier's in the right place. This would be a poor time to drift across somebody else's line, wouldn't it?
You're going to see many teams keep a constant drag on their skier all the way till the start.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the start of the 58th annual Catalina ski race. You can feel it now. They're still not on the throttles, but there's going to be a flare going up in the air and everybody will hammer it then. Underway, here we go.
Here we go, we've got to start all the outboards. You know you're on it now.
Look at this.
What a hole shot by Craig Harkeen.
All right, too early to start calling leaders, but you got some of the favorites, I would imagine, going right to the front.
We've got one F2 boat absolutely screaming out in front. The boys have got the foot into it. Craig Harkeen's got a fantastic hole shot, but everyone else is on his tail right there. What a great start. Oh yeah, this is great water for these guys.
Oh, look at that shot. We are flat, cranked up and racing. Now, can you tell from here who's got the lead?
Craig Harkeen, Jared Cooper, Glenn Anderson, and then Billy Mason in the jet boat.
Equal boats. It's kind of a tight pack. We got one leader, sort of stretching away, but the rest of the pack's kind of staying within kind of distance of each
Now,
other.
it doesn't take these boats long to get up to speed. These outboards are capable of running also in the 70-mile-an-hour range in towing a skier.
Oh, there's a good set. Jared Cooper bending those knees, cleaning off his goggles. That's a bit of how you're going. Welcome to the Catalina race.
Boy, for inside the harbor, there's already some pretty nasty water to be dealing with.
The same rollers for Glenn Anderson. That's the good thing about ski racing. You think you're doing it tough. Oh, there's some good rollers coming through there. He's actually going with those waves. They're not coming against him, believe it or not. That boat is flying.
There's a shot of everybody in the first wave of the start. Pretty darn clean start it looked like from here.
There's Craig Hakim setting an early pace, heading towards the breakwater. They're not outside yet, but they're going to be hitting it soon.
Am I seeing that guy signal for more speed? More speed? Is that what he's... Yeah, isn't that more speed?
Or he's either telling them what you're doing.
More speed, more speed. He keeps asking for more RPM every time.
Yeah, Craig Hakim waving up, letting them know that in the rough water he wants a little bit more. Whoa, there we got the number 70 going over some nice rollers. A skier, he's getting low, preparing for those waves.
Okay, now how far are we going to the breakwater before we're out in the actual open ocean swells here? Now, are we trying to find the relaxed attitude of what's going to be best for my body now for the next 30 miles?
You see a bit of cheek action there. You get an idea of the speed these guys are going through.
Take a guess, how fast is he running right now?
Topping up 75 mile an hour there. Really bending the legs there, getting nice and low. The conditions are very good for these boats today. As you can see, they bounce around, but not too bad.
We're coming through the breakwater now and moving into the open ocean here as they leave the Long Beach Harbor.
Let's go, baby, let's go! You want some more speed?
And you can see the fireboat in the background spraying water, and this is wave one on their way on the first leg of the 31 miles to the casino at Avalon.
There's the Aussie flag behind the 21-foot superboat. Matt James, an Aussie. Looking forward to having a good run. Go, Matty.
You know, a nod has to be given here to, I think, the Harbor Patrol because of all of the weekending boats. They've done a good job of keeping the race course clean.
Brady Leonard behind, coming up alongside Brent Griffin in his debut run for the 2006 race. He's got to be loving it right now.
Is that a good close-up look at how tough my body's going to get pounded for the next 55 or 60 miles?
Great shot. Looks like he's really been getting pumped up for this race.
Guy's built like a brick house.
As smooth as this water is right here, we're seeing them now find out what their maximum speeds are going to be. I noticed a big crossover there. Is there a tactical maneuvering for position, or...?
I think that could be a strategy of these guys to try to get out to the north. Must be better conditions up that way. Maybe have the swell direction a little bit more side on rather than head on.
Well, if you actually follow the compass to Avalon, you're not going to deal with the fact that currents are going to affect you all the way through. Isn't there a current running from the north to the south that you're going to deal with?
The current direction breaking off the northern tip of Catalina, sweeping across the front of the Long Beach breakwater. They all funnel down into the San Pedro Channel and mix with the swell, making it completely unpredictable.
Jared Cooper and Billy Mason, the only jet boat in the race today, coming up alongside there. Billy's running a Ford in that 21-foot Cyclone. I believe he built it himself. Very competitive boat in the marathons and the circle races in Southern California. Go Billy, he's going to go for the record at an hour 13. Get into it, mate.
Is the jet boat a disadvantage, or...?
It's skiing behind the world's strongest jacuzzi jet.
Oh, so the part that the skier gets to play on, you're telling me, will be much different behind the jet boat instead of the outboard. By the way, as we're looking at wave one, we're down in your corner, you see wave number two. The larger, higher horsepower boats are getting ready for their start signal soon, but we're looking at our leader at this moment.
Ready to get out there. Here we have a little bit of mixed up chop.
The Observer should be sponsored by Preparation H. I mean, that looks to me like we're going to be bouncing hard for the next hour.
Guys in the boat really enjoying that ride. We're skiers for a reason. Sometimes in the boat can be a lot rougher ride than on the ski.
We're going back to the starting line area once again for you folks, as it is getting to be time for wave number two. Now this is a larger start, the second wave. More boats, right?
About 65 boats in this wave, Bruce.
Looks like the Australian Grant Turner's ready to go.
Rocking to Duran Duran. Debbie Norblad's got the handles. She's about to drop in. She'll be taking her best shot at the veteran women record today.
Okay, so this is the official signal to all the teams that we're counting down now. Get them in the water and be ready to go.
That's Norblad dropping in.
Well, it is a lovely sight from both angles. And we're starting to warm things up, stretching the lines out, and looking like, is the flare gone yet?
The flare's in the air now, Bruce.
Alright, the flare has gone and wave 2 has gotten their signal. It's race time. Boy, listen to that roar. Wait a minute, there's one boat didn't go right down here in our lower left corner.
I can't tell you who that is right now, Bruce.
Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, this, you know you're at a race now. Here they come. On their way to Catalina, what an awesome sight to behold.
Caitlin Wen had a smoking start, and here we go. We got a female leading the main pack out the breakwater.
Caitlin, that's one of our hot young ladies. Well, she's got everybody covered by a couple of boat lengths, and look at this field coming at you, folks.
Over there, he's hauling ass.
By the way, as a little sidebar story, these helicopter pilots have got to coordinate too. There's at least a dozen of them in the air over this right now.
Look at that rooster tail, that thing's flying out the back. Okay, we got the birds really making a big show. Kim Lumley's putting the hammer down. Great to see the girls up there absolutely mixing it up hard with the boys. Never underestimate the women that kicked my ass before. Skiing's one of those sports where the women, you think you're going through pain and then a woman blasts by you.
Now, there can be mistakes made by a pilot here of trying to win this race in the first 2 miles, right?
Yeah, you don't want your driver to get so excited right here that he loses concentration. If he gets distracted and doesn't read the water proper, he could give his skier a launching.
This is when your pilot has to be on his game, or you could be in deep trouble as a competitor, right? I mean, once we get out into the more open ocean, the challenge to the piloting is a different one. But under these circumstances where they're so tightly packed,
Each member of the team has a job to do. Water ski racing is a true team sport.
Starting to see a little bit of chop there coming out through the breakwater. Starting to head to the entrance of the breakwater, I should say.
that looks to me like it's a pretty large lead, Barris, as we're getting ready to leave the harbor. If I'm not mistaken, that's Jason Walmsley, Tony Adams of the boat, and Tony doing the piloting right now, and he's got his boat out in front by a significant margin. In fact, it is more than the 200 foot of the tow rope that they've got out there. As we get ready to clear the breakwater, that's the Long Beach, Los Angeles Harbor breakwater right there. And here comes the field. Boy, second place is a tight enough deal.
Look at this.
Panning from the leader to second place. And this is a race early on in the go. The Terrible Hearst Machine, Carl Brooks, Tommy Clarenbeek, maybe third, and Turner in the fourth place spot. You're riding inside of the boat with Grant Turner right now if you want to see how close that battle is for second place. There you're back taking a look at it from a helicopter angle. This is actually, I think this is the third place battle, but just to the left of you is second place. The leader's out in front by a couple of 100 feet. And here comes the rest of the field. Breakwater and open ocean right about now.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone get a jump like that at the start of the race.
Well, that's traffic. That's some serious traffic right there, folks. NASCAR thinks they got something at Talladega. They should see this, the first few miles of the Catalina ski race. It seems to me from our angle that guy was getting blown by. There were people making ground up on him.
Yeah, there goes boat 24 coming up and handing out Bundy and Cokes for everyone else around him. Here we go. Here comes the barman.
Right here.
Give us a drink. He's hauling ass there, man. There you go. That gives you an idea of the breakwater. Nice and messy.
Oh, that's awesome.
By the way, these two skiers who look like they're real close together, they should be the whole way because they're being towed by the same boat. It's Lori Dunsmore and Erin Saunders, two world-class female skiers. In fact, they're so highly regarded, they had to enter the open category, but they opted to go behind the same boat as a doubles team.
Do you know they're going to be pissing it up at the bar tonight? There's the guys with the fishing boat. We'll take anything ski racing. That's all good.
When the water gets as churned up as it looks like right now, is it that much tougher to ski it?
The shock absorbers are working overtime at this stage, and of course it's a lot rougher because you've got all the other boat wakes around, so it's tougher to ski through, and you've got to concentrate a hell of a lot more. You've got to keep your mind on the job. If you start looking around as a skier, you'll fall off.
Just outside the breakwater, wave number 2, the leader is out of frame to your left. This is the battle for second, involving about 7 or 8 different boats.
Jason Walmsley's driver really putting a foot into it on the way out of the breakwater.
Kind of the middle of our picture right now. We're zooming right in. Look at how close the skiers are, it seems, to the other boats in competition. I mean, we're still in some pretty frantic water.
Tight racing, this is what we come here for. When you're side by side, you can see the boat in front of you, right beside you, and you know where you're at. So the adrenaline's firing. For the drivers, reservists, and skiers, it's all on.
Again, this is all the battle for second place. The leader just up slightly ahead of them.
Hauling ass.
Whoa, there's some rough water in the middle. I'm seeing boats completely out of the water. All right, as we're watching this enormous battle for second place, going in for a closer look, Carlo Casa right there in the middle of all of that. That is the security titles entry. Leroy Schneider at the wheel. That's him making the move. That's the fastest one of that group. All of a sudden, Leroy turned on the rest of the throttle. I mean, was it just an illusion? Well, Carlo Casa, highly regarded as he comes here, 2-time overall winner. 1996, he was the record holder round trip. And we're taking a look from the back end of the pack at the churned-up Pacific Ocean. All right, as you're looking at the field out in the open ocean now on their way to the casino at Avalon, let's kind of take a close-up look at a couple of them. Let's see who we've got here. Is this the Absolute Speed and Marine team?
956, the Outer Limits. Mate, that thing is incredible. You see the paint job on that?
That would be Chris Stout, an 18-year-old. 2003 Junior Boys World Champion. Not necessarily behind this boat, but the Stout family. Now, these people have got the record this year. There's 4 different Stout offspring making the run.
Dad and the kids out on the planks. Next you want to see the dog on one.
There's a good look at Chris.
That DC ski, they're working hard.
By the way, Absolute Speed Marine, if you're not familiar with them, their headquarters, Lake Havasu, Arizona. And that part of Arizona known for some awful fast boats from Absolute Speed Marine. All right, now you're seeing the observer working, watching where he's going, and the boat's changing tack, and so's our helicopter. We're moving to take a look at some more of the front runners. Closer to the front right now, the skier closest to you is another Stout.
Classic example of the little brother beating the older brother there.
This one's 16-year-old Brendan Stout, and they just put this ride together at the last minute. The tow became available, and this 16-year-old is taking the ride to Catalina, and he's still up in the top 8 or 10 right now. Further out in front of him, that is Carlo Casa.
Oh, shit. Big wave down there from Carlo Casa, letting the boys know that that's a little too much at the moment. He wants to get into it, but doesn't want to fall off the ski.
Leroy Schneider, a consistent top 10 pilot, is out in front of it. That's a security titles entry. And as you pull back now, you're getting an overall look. You're seeing the top 10 on the chase to Avalon right now in the faster boats. Again, this is the second wave chasing down the earlier start. Look at Team Nordic. This is the twin 1075 big block powered, their new Inferno model, a 42-foot boat. It is a beauty and a contender today. Dimitri Bertels hanging onto the ropes from Belgium.
Some of those boats are flying out of the water. Look at that.
Taking a look for a moment there at Carlo Casa, the Italian who's doing real well. Now you're taking a close-up look at the 600 boat. This is the one towing Marshall Cole. That's Ron Tasarski at the controls, John Peckham, and Ron Tasarski Jr. inside the boat, bouncing up and down just a little bit. Peckham is the observer, the one pointed backward.
With his eyes absolutely glued on the skier, seeing his form, seeing how he's going. With a good observer, you don't have to do too many signals. He looks at your form, and it's on when you know you want it, and it's off when you know you don't want it. That's when you're really gelling with your observer. These guys have all got comms on, so they don't really have to use hand signals as so much.
Marshall Cole, 3-time national champion, 2001 as a youngster, a junior world champion, and he's a member of the World Team Cup for the USA, and he's right in contention at the moment. Carlo Casa, close-up look at the Italian, bouncing around a little bit, but all around him, there's got to be so much activity going on, and it's got to be a bit of a distraction to be in a pack that large. If there's a Cinderella story in this front-running pack, it's Ben Gully, a 16-year-old from Australia, and he's up front with the big guys. He didn't even know where Catalina was until a week ago. That's the 26th entry, another Australian, Peter Proctor. Rick Lemon at the controls of that boat, and they're up in the front too. Well, I mean, we're not looking at any weak hitters.
Peter Proctor, the dingo doctor there, putting a foot into it.
Peter Proctor had a pretty good, let's see, he was 7th place here in 2004. He is 5th place in 2005. If the graph keeps up, he'll be in the top 3 today.
Really coming on past those other boats.
217 entry, that's Kyle Cummings. He's running in about the 4th place spot. Running 3rd right now is Mitch Galvin, entry number 24. Taking a look up the racing course a ways, and we're beginning to catch some of the other traffic. In fact, one of the first ones they're going to catch is the number 25. Another one of the Team Nordic. This is an over and back class. Brent Griffin skiing over. Fleming Pedersen, the one who will be skiing back.
Brent's sitting at the back going, love a beer now.
But now the traffic problem with the faster boats catching some of the slower boats, going to keep everybody on their toes.
Kevin Banfield, men's novice, doing his first Catalina run behind Troy Hooker's 21-foot Cyclone single outboard boat.
The novice will get a little nervous as the fast guys come motoring on by. Back on the leader, Jason Walmsley. There you're getting a good look at the boat. This is the Adams Pool Solutions team, and this is part of their crew back on hard ground. As they're seeing your shot, the same one you're seeing right now, the boat's called Blown Away, and they are the fastest boat on the water right now.
Even on a smooth day to Catalina here, it gives you an idea of the swell. A little bit of wind chop action, not too bad.
This just in, guys. Take a look in the corner at Todd Haig's start. That boat you saw just did not go. It seemed to have veered to the right. They could have lost power on one side. Todd Haig held onto the ropes and settled back in. So then they tried to get it started. Todd Haig just bobbed around behind the boat. Finally, after a full minute and 31 seconds, both engines fired and they were on their way. On a course that was just mashed to bits by a herd of 65 charging boats. Terribly unlucky. The champs are now going to have to work extra hard just to make the best of it.
All right, now we're up in the air here. We're watching knees work awful hard. Is the knee the toughest joint for the body?
Well, I'd say, whoa. Yes, you'll know exactly how hard the first time that joint hits you in the mouth.
As you're watching Jason Walmsley right here at speed across the water, let me tell you about the big screen they've got back on land in Long Beach. In fact, there's Walmsley's team, and they're excited about it all. This is the first year they've ever been able to watch what's going on from some of the helicopter shots back on land.
This has brought a whole new dimension to the Catalina race. Boys back at the bar at the Coast Hotel are just loving the action on the big screen. They can finally see the race unfold as it happens.
Here's a look at the second place boat out of the second wave. It's the Terrible Herbst entry, Tim Herbst at the wheel, and they are towing Carl Brooks from England. Men's Open, we show him in second place, and you'll notice his observer is giving him a round of applause as they went across.
It's a good time to thank the additional sponsors of the Jumbo Screen and the DVD. Hotter than ever. Nordic Boats, Absolute Speed and Marine, Bennett & Carroll Insurance, Adams Pool Solutions, Security Titles, Metro Pro Road Services, Dunsmore Custom Marine, CB Technologies, Emco Marine, Market Equipment Repair, and the Long Beach Elks Club.
Right now, you're watching that traffic we described could happen. This is when your pilot and your observer, everybody's got to be on their game here, right? The jet boat that's getting gobbled up by everybody right there, that's Billy Mason, entry number 275. You're watching the red boat. We're considering that second place, the Terrible Herbst right now, but again, deep traffic and open ocean swells happening.
That's why you saw Rick Graff driving the jet boat just jumped inside Mr. Terrible's wake. And there's a great shot behind Carl Brooks. And there's a little elbow up. That's a signal so he doesn't have to take his hand off that rope. Carl Brooks is another top-ranked skier on the World International Circuit.
All right, coming off of our first and second place battle right there, which we see catching a little bit more traffic up a ways. There's the jet boat with Billy Mason in the foreground right there. And Peter Proctor, who's who's coming by right underneath us in just a moment. There's Peter Proctor's boat. This guy's still in the hunt. I mean, he's not 20 seconds back of the leaders right now. Now let's pan on back. Again, as you've got some traffic, there's Kyle Cummings and Ben Gully right there. Another break in the action, and you can see, again, the interspersal of wave 1 and wave 2. Brad Rains, that's him, going by at speed and passing some traffic.
Brad Rains another with a late start, but he's on it now.
And here's a look at the 695. This is Brendan Stout. That Aussie's going quite, in fact, as we mentioned, the whole Stout family here in a big fashion. And everything looking like it's working well.
Brendan Stout there going strong, tucked in behind those other boats. The driver's looking for a line for the smoothest water, looking for the best water for his skier.
All right, coming up in traffic right there on the outside, that's Todd Haig. This guy has won this event several times in the last few years. Got a poor start, but he's making up ground, and he's making up ground right now in a large fashion.
There he is. Number 1, man. Todd Haig.
All right, keep a close eye on the observer in the boat. Do you speak observer? Because here comes a message across. I think that one was Yo Mama, and they cranked the throttle up some more.
Well, they do have a signal for Yo Mama, but it's Todd Haig who gives it the most. But we need to break away right now. I'm going to show you guys a hot commercial about my favorite boats.
Now, hotter than ever, Nordic boats. Blaze, the Inferno. Rage with Thor. Heat, the Flame. Nordic boats, hotter than ever.
Keeping an eye on Todd Haig right here. You have to.
But like you say, he skis so straight. I've noticed him when he goes past. The ski's not moving around, and I'm all over the shop.
This man has won 5 out of the last 6 races to Catalina and back. He can't be lightly regarded. A bit of a poor start. Got off the starting line slowly would be the best way to describe it. They had one of the motors didn't want to run, apparently. All right, for you NASCAR guys who are wondering about traffic, here we are in the 9th and 10th place battle. That's Brendan Stout right there from an overhead view. And he is coming up on the multi-time winner, Todd Haig. Now, I mean, coming up on him, here you go. We're about side by side, dude. Running somewhere over 70 miles an hour according to the airspeed indicator on the helicopter. Brendan Stout coming up on the multi-time winner Haig. And this is really good action in the middle of the channel. And we are racing rope to rope. I don't know, door handle to door handle doesn't fit.
They're going to take that sort of challenge easily.
I think that was a goggle wipe right there. He's just wiping his goggles, looking up at the helicopter. He's not bored. Watch this, though. More speed. I want more speed. And if you look up, he's going to get more speed. Look at this move. He's pulling out another 5 feet, it seems like, every few seconds.
Todd Haig's just giving the I'm okay. Then the fists up means let's rock and roll, baby.
Boy, these guys are booking it across open ocean. But we were giving you a battle just inside the top 10. Now we've moved up to a side-by-side battle for 4th and 5th place. The boat you're looking at right now is towing Ben Gully. And just to his right, the boat you're looking at is towing Kyle Cummings. And if that isn't another side-by-side battle, I don't know what is. At speed. Looks like Cummings getting a bit of an advantage there, like they've turned on a few more RPM out of the motor.
Starting to put the hammer into it. Let's go.
Okay, watch real quick right there. That boat that we barely saw for just a moment, that's actually Mitch Galvin, third place, just up in front of them. We're going up to where the lead is, or nearly the lead. Wait a minute, something went on there. That boat is stopped.
Oh, we got a boat down. Looks like it's boat number 26. We got the engine hatch coming up. That's Peter Proctor. Rick Lemon just giving the international signal for bring out the checkbook.
When the hatch is open for the motor, you ain't exactly calling the auto club in this deal.
Unlucky, guys. Good run so far.
And he was running top 10.
When you see the island, you see it from a long way off. You think, oh, we're nearly there. But you're not really there. You've got another 10 miles to go. So by the time you get to the island, you're really thinking about a cold beer at this stage. Once you hit the turn, then you know you're heading the right direction. You're going back to the bar, and that makes you feel better and normally gives you a whole new lease of life.
There's a look at Catalina and our leader, Jason Walmsley. And Brooks is in the second place spot. We're north of Avalon right now. As the fast boats are going by, take a look there slightly to the right. That's Glenn Anderson on the ropes. And he was the first of the small boats to Catalina. They're starting to power by him, and you can see the speed differential now in the open ocean between the faster boats and those who got away in the first wave. But here's some people who aren't sure that there's some ski race going on right now. Headed for the turnaround at Avalon. And for those of you that have never been to Catalina, it is not 26 miles out, it's a lot further, and it is a barren wasteland in some places. In other places, it's a garden spot.
What a beautiful day for doing a ski race on the ocean.
Here comes your turn. Did you see that poster on that one boat? It said turn, and that's what they do. There's a still north of the casino. In just a moment, the casino's going to come into view, one of the picture postcard parts of Catalina Island. There it is, built by Wrigley, the chewing gum magnate in the 30s. Making the big turn.
Jason Walmsley coming around the corner, leaning into it.
Boy, again, there's so many helicopters in the air. There's over a dozen of them at different times I've counted. Jason Wamley, Tony Adams at the controls, Dave Fletcher, and Seaton in there too, as they head around and they're pointed back now to Long Beach. 31 miles have been completed, 31 to go. The Terrible Herbs team, second place, 19 seconds back at the halfway point. Carl Brooks says you see him there. Back just 19th, that's close enough. You can get there.
So skiers now coming around the corner. The main thing on their mind is obviously position, but also I'm heading the right direction and I know how much I've got left in the tank. So this is where you really start to put the hammer down if you've got the energy and you're feeling good. If you've kept a bit in reserve, now's the time when you're really going to start to use it.
All right, as you're watching Terrible Herbst go away after the turn, call your attention down into the right-hand corner. Here comes third place, fourth place, fifth place, and sixth place in a pack, a gaggle. You can't quite see the fourth boat at this moment, but trust me, he's there. There are 4 total boats going for third place at the turn. The turn, one of the more treacherous parts of the competition. As third, fourth, and fifth place are in the top of your camera. In the bottom here, take a look at Mr. Haig. Todd Haig, who had the poor start, was back 1 minute and 30. Well, as they make the turn now, he's only 1 minute and 5 off the leader, and he's less than a half a minute away from third place.
If you want encouragement in this sport, race against Todd Haig and watch him blast by you in the marathons. It really makes you feel good. Whoa, nice. Boat's doing it tough, but the skiers doing it easy on that one.
There was a look at our leader and second place, and you wonder how far back it is to that third place battle. There you go. Take a look at 4 boats having at it for third place, and just behind them, the gentleman Todd Haig, who we were talking about, making the turn and closing
My
ground
God,
on.
that's how far behind he is?
He is the what would you say, fourth boat back in that group.
That was Carlo Casa making it to the turn in the 8th position. The youngster Brendan Stout, very impressive 9th place to the turn. I don't see Dimitri, but he's 10th to the island. First to the turn in the Women's Open is Kim Lumley. She's 11th overall.
Morley holding down 13th in the 14th spot. Second lady, Lauren Eagle. 15th, Chris Stout, the Australian. 18th spot going by Brady Hagen. There's Mike Kelly. 19th position, Troy Hooker. 20th, James Busser. 21st, Robert Cheatham. 22nd overall, third woman, Caitlin Wendt. 23rd spot, Marshall Cole.
It's going to be a great finish for these guys. It's a race back to the bar.
All right, we've made the corner. Taking a look here from your left to your right. Brad Rain, Mitch Galvin, Kyle Cummins. Just out of camera to the right-hand side is Ben Gully. And coming next boat back from this group is Todd Haig, the man who's won it so many times.
What a remarkable pickup from the start they had.
We're on our way home, and we got to do it well for the next 29 miles and change. Watching Brad Rain there, the B6 boat. Again, the communication between he and the observer. Look at this race. This race is for third place on the water. 24 boat has the third place at the moment. That's Mitch Galvin. But by how much? Seconds. Maybe. There's a good look at the 217 boat in there. That's Kyle Cummings. Mitch Magnum at the controls of it. The 24 boat right in the center of your camera. The 24 boat. The pilot is Kimberly Hammond. She is the only female pilot this year, so that makes her the leader in that division.
The observer just giving the signal to the skier that there's two boats outside of him that are gaining on him, and he's got to pick up the pace in order to stay in front.
Kimberly, as a boat pilot, it is not her first time across, but this is certainly the highest we have seen her in position in this Catalina ski race.
That's a big up from Mitch. He's saying, let's get into it, put the boot into it, Kimberly.
And I'm telling you, for position, these guys are having at each other. And at the moment, she's sitting third on the water. That's pretty good. Now, they're meeting the churn from the wakes of the boats going in, too? This is about the busiest the water's been around Catalina at all this season. There's some boats motoring through here.
Mitch is still giving big ups.
Once again, water gets a little rough like this, you gotta back out of the speed, son?
It really depends on the particular water conditions, Bruce. If you can learn to find your groove, you can use it to bounce right over the choppy water. That way you can keep up the pace and preserve your energy.
That was the battle for third place. Moving back up the field a ways. There's second. That should be the Terrible Herps boat.
Look at that distance, dude.
Carl Brooks hanging on, and just a ways up in front of him. That's our overall leader at the moment.
You really want to stay on top of the water, and a fast pace means less drag on the ski. If you're too slow for yourself, it'll wear you out faster. Then it's up to the driver to pick out the big ones and slow down smoothly.
You're looking at Carl Brooks, second place, chasing Jason Walmsley right now. And wow, are we all on the same page here as we go by going the opposite direction?
That's the veteran woman Debbie Norblad battling junior girl Shelby Kinslow.
So there isn't a lane down to Catalina and a lane back. There's open ocean. Take it wherever you want to go, right?
It's all good as long as it's safe, Bruce.
Walmsley out in front. Getting a good close look at how hard the leader is working at this moment. And he checking over to see where his competition is. And you know what? His competition has closed on him.
I'd have to say Carl Brooks is pouring it on now. Looks like he's cut the distance in half between him and Walmsley. The observer facing backwards is going to have to fend him off. Keep him at a good distance.
Gives a look over his shoulder to see what's going on, and as we pan back, there is a lot going on. That's Brad Rain's boat, who is circled around to pick up Brad Rains, who went down. Now, Brad was in the fourth place spot, so the race you're looking at now is for the fourth place spot. And coming up to try and make it an even more interesting go, Todd Haig.
Randy Davis has driven his boat past over 70 teams at this point.
You got three boats going right there. The three boats are Kyle Cummings closest to you, Ben Gully in the middle, and Todd Haig on the far side. And it's Haig who's been making up ground ever since a poor start. Again, this is 4th, 5th, and 6th place now.
They are simply determined to put on a show here.
Approaching halfway back to the mainland from the turn at Catalina Island. This is tightening up, folks. The 58th running of the Catalina ski race is a race and a half. Closest to you, Ben Gully. Just off to your right, Todd Haig. We're looking at an open ocean battle extraordinaire. And again, this is for 4th place, I do believe, if my scoring is correct. And everybody back on land watching it on the big screen right now like they've never seen it before. And we've now completed almost 2/3 of the race and headed back to Long Beach.
They seem to be just under a minute back off the leaders. There's a cool shot.
There's the leader, Jason Walmsley, and a helicopter shot in the same. Boy, there's an amazing amount of turning that I didn't think was happening. I'm watching a lot of course correction.
Sometimes you'll find a roller ahead, you'll want to take it a better angle. Could be the strategy there.
So you're going to go zigzag a lot of times depending on what the ocean is shaped like.
Or you might drive right around it.
There's a good look back. It's a long way back to 7th, 8th, and 9th places now. The helicopter trying to get you everything. That's 3rd place, Mitch Galvin right now. Not far off of the pace. In fact, here comes the pan up. Here is 2nd place. 2nd place is the terrible Herbst entry with Carl Brooks. And they are closing in on Jason Walmsley. In fact, for some reason, see Walmsley in the background there. He has been the leader up until now. But Carl Brooks and the terrible team are flat getting ready to make a move. This is for the lead, folks. About 40 miles into the race, you can't get it much closer than this. Walmsley at the top of your screen. Well, the boat, he's off to the left a little bit. And then the terrible team coming after him, Carl Brooks. Both crews know exactly where they are. In fact, as they can turn around and count the helicopters that are watching them, they're aware of the importance of their position right now. Carl Brooks has got, it may be an illusion from this angle, but it looks to me like he has taken over the lead. At speed in one of the deepest channels in the Pacific, and they are flat cooking. In fact, to me, the novice water skier that I am, it looks at this point like it's some of the smoothest water they've run into. Man, this is great. You know, it's too bad you can't line a stadium full of people and watch this stuff go on. Right out here, more than 15 miles offshore, and we're flat going as fast as this boat can tow the guy. Again, it looks like we're swapping it back. Walmsley coming up on the outside, if there's an inside and an outside to the open ocean. Boy, he's got the throttle on that other side. Walmsley is gassing it hard. What do we figure the speed is right now?
They're still running about a 70-mile-an-hour pace now.
Walmsley reaching up, picking up his cell phone, calling home. I don't know, man. He did like go of the rope completely there. Here's Brooks on the bottom. They have answered the call. They're back on the throttles large. This is a technical question for you. When you crash at this speed, isn't it like hitting concrete?
Let's just say seeing stars around your head isn't just in cartoons.
There's another look from a different angle. Either one of them, 1st or 2nd place. It's the same 2 guys going at it like we talked about. And you're getting each perspective. Now we're back to 3rd, 4th. Boy, you know what? That one, Todd Haig, he's made up some more ground again. They better look out for this Haig.
Mitch Galvin is watching Haig, watching him blast right by him to take over 3rd place. I'm sure they've been wondering where Todd Haig is for the entire race.
There's a good look at Mr. Haig. He knows that the time is about out. There is, I'm going to guess from here, less than 3 miles left in this race.
Boat 191's just 20 seconds off the lead now, guys. The task is for Robbie Wright, Carl Brooks' observer. He has to find Todd Haig a half a mile back.
Todd Haig, look, wow, that was a large roller. Again, the team itself has to decide where that boat's going to go, and Todd hanging on and picking the best place to put the ski in his body. And they are hitting some interesting water. Again, the water keeps changing on them all the way through this whole race.
That's the beauty of water ski racing. The course is constantly changing.
Keeping an eye on Haig. There is, on the far right, I think well, they might be in the lead now. We've got to go back up and look if we can. But the lead battle has been awesome. Jason Walmsley and Carl Brooks. And here's Haig. There's a look at Carl Brooks. Carl Brooks is either first or second right now. Boy, there's a pleasure boat dude who's in the kind of the wrong place. You're looking at Haig, and when he's got the sights, the sounds, and the smells of first and second place, he's responding to it. But boy, he's finding some rough going water right there, at least the boat is.
That is why it is full concentration from start to finish. You never know what you're gonna get.
Okay, I'm watching the boat. Water conditions are a little tough. He's signaling, boat hitting some hot water. I saw him, didn't he just give a slow it down a little bit signal? I mean, I've seen everybody going more, but I think I saw somebody say slow her down some.
A lot of times after the rough stuff, you'll definitely feel the burn. Back it off just a little bit, or you might just take a quick break before you get ready to turn it on.
Riding with the third place boat with a sudden course change to the right. Oh, I can see, I think they're going to pick up the smoother water from the other boat, huh? Coming into your frame right now on the right-hand side, Mitch Galvin, sitting fourth overall and certainly in contention for this puppy. Galvin's had a real good run to Catalina, and on the way back, they're thinking, do they want more speed? You see again the signaling from the observer back and forth. There's more course changing and corrections going on now than I've seen since the start.
Quite a train they're pulling here.
Walmsley's off to the left. Up in the front, Carl Brooks. There's a shot of Brooks. Move back one notch and you're going to run into Todd Haig. There's Haig coming into it. And behind that, Mitch Galvin. Here comes Galvin into the picture. There's all four of your boats covered by mere seconds. And you can see Long Beach. It's looming in the distance.
They're setting up for a legendary finish, Bruce. The trading off, the cat and mouse game. Can't wait to see what happens.
Mitch Galvin and his observer communicating back and forth. And I think he is requesting to slow a little bit. He's getting pounded on. There's a lot of observer comments going back and forth. Hand signals aplenty happening now. They all know they're in one of the biggest races ever. Focused now on the battle for second place. Closest to you, Todd Haig has now taken over second from Jason Walmsley. He's been following in that good water, and it apparently has been working for him. Haig, an incredible run, clear to second place, last one out of the breakwater.
This is also a very crafty bit of strategy by Randy Davis, keeping it out of sight. This way Carl Brooks can't see him sneaking up behind him.
But they can almost smell the finish line from here. And now they're in sight of Long Beach. Look at all those. I see 6 helicopters getting ready to cover the finish. Good perspective here. This is third place right now, Walmsley. Over 50 miles of open ocean racing already under their belts. 4 boats can almost fit on the same trailer.
Carl Brooks is going to want to take a sigh of relief after putting away Jason Walmsley right there, but I think he's about to be in for a big surprise.
Moving in close on the crew that is pulling Todd Haig, Randy Davis, Dennis Hall, Steve Davis, giving him all the encouragement that they can from the boat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's got to be one of the closest Catalina ski races ever. 4 boats in contention, and if you look up, and we will, I hope, in a moment here, you can see that Long Beach is coming into view. 4 boats with a shot at this. One mistake now, and you're toast. Todd Haig coming after him like a dog on the hunt right now. More signals from the observer. I think he's telling him to change deodorants. Something. I mean, there was a lot of waving going on. All I saw was armpits and elbows flying. Still running into pretty good water, but I think they're getting ready to make a change here. Look, the boat has turned to the left. Haig has signaled him to get it up. gas it up, and man,
Whoa, he just had to go through that wall of water there.
he hit some nasty water right there.
That is just something incredible. When you got to ski through something like that, it's like putting your head out the window of your car at 80 mile an hour in the rain.
He's lucky he didn't end up on his keister. But we have a challenge now for the lead. A challenge, and you can see the breakwater in the background, folks. I mean, we are down to the last strokes here. There's a great look right now at the one-on-one battle for the overall lead. Todd Haig moving to the left and asking for more speed. These guys know they're in a mano-a-mano type of battle. The encouragement from the observer.
Gotta wonder what Carl Brooks is thinking right now.
Let me ask this question. Is he aware? Is Carl Brooks aware that Haig is coming?
Well, yeah, I'm sure they have a signal for someone's coming. He's gotta wonder why they're pushing him, but hard to say they have a signal for Todd Haig is coming.
All right, the smooth water is going to play a lot here. Right into this last run into the harbor. If you're not in the smooth water, you're toast here again, right? And now you're getting a lot out of that boat. They're making that boat run well. Oh man, Carl Brooks, they're closing on Carl Brooks. You can see the breakwater in the background. We're on final approach now, dude.
Yeah, and you can't take it for granted it's gonna be smooth in there.
And Haig, who's been making up ground the whole way, is within a couple of 100 feet for sure, because it looks like it's just the tow rope, a differential between them from this angle.
Randy's still driving it tight, keeping it out of sight.
Adrenaline flowing big time?
Big time is right, especially for Carl Brooks, who just saw a big prime time 191 out of the corner of his eye.
This is the breakwater wall that was built back in the 1915 era. Water got a little bit smoother. Tempo picked up again. They both are tacking a lot higher RPM, and look at this race. Coming back through the breakwater.
Todd Haig's gonna have the inside advantage for the turn.
The right-hand side now on the left as you look, and if, again, I want to point out the rule book says it's when the skier crosses the finish line. And I think you're seeing the pass for the overall right now. Todd Haig and his crew have got the lead by a few feet.
Classic Catalina drag race again.
Water's a lot smoother here, and I think again the RPMs have picked up. Coming right now through the break wall. Down in the lower right-hand corner, you're seeing some of the other contenders who are just a ways back, but staying focused on the lead battle. Here it is. Haig is now out in front, and in fact, Haig himself is about ready to pass their boat. There's a look at the second place boat and the first place skier. Man, he's got it cranked up. Carl Brooks, though, what a magnificent race up until now. He's been perfect. No mistakes at all. From a minute and 30 back off of a poor start with one engine that wouldn't run, all of a sudden it's a Cinderella story and a half as they're into the last leg, just a few hundred yards of this race left. Around the back end of the Queen Mary, headed towards the finish line. The only other real turn that the course calls for. There's Haig cleaning his goggles once again. And he knows he's got it. He knows he's got it. He's celebrating already. All right, here he comes to the finish right now. Headed for the finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 58th annual Catalina ski race. You can feel it now, Todd Haig. And we're looking at the stopwatch as he gets down near the end. I don't think it's going to be a new record. But when you add in all of the time that he wasted at the beginning with the poor motor, this has got to be one of the fastest single laps. Plus all the traffic he had to encounter. This guy was last one up on his ski. Here we go, finishing in the second place spot, Carl Brooks in the Terrible Herps team. Again, an awesome performance. And right down to the end, they kept everybody on the edge of their seats. All right, 53 minutes, 18.3 seconds. Now what I've got to check is if that's a new record. According to what we've heard, this is just a couple of minutes off of his own record that he set a couple of years back. Well, what an awesome performance. Notice, too, the first and second place are celebrating out in the water, shaking each other's hands, giving each other a hug, probably rerunning the race right now. Coming to the finish line right now for third place overall, the number 24 boat and crew, Mitch Galvin for third. And fourth place is going to go to Jason Walmsley across the stripe to finish in fourth place. Not a bad run for the Aussie. Todd Haig's crew over to pick him out and put him on the boat for the first time in about an hour and change. A little hugging going on. Boy, deservedly so. What an awesome whole experience for he and the crew.
They're a tight family team of friends who work together, vacation together, train, race, win, and party together. True champions find a way to win, Bruce.
Coming to the finish line, this is the battle for 5th place, and it's still pretty close. Looks like 5th place is going to go to Ben Gully, the Australian, and 6th place is going to go to USA's Kyle Cummings. Again, some very strong performances out of these folks.
Looks like the security titles team right there.
There's our 7th place finisher, Carlo Casa, the Italian. Leroy Schneider at the controls, Roger Cook, Peter Kalla. 8th place, Brandon Stout, the fastest of the Stout family. Today, Sean Moore at the controls of that boat. That's the Nordic team, and it is the Belgian Dimitri Bertels who's going to come home in 9th. 10th place, another one of the Stout family. Chris Stout going to end up 10th overall.
My favorite driver, Lonnie Flume.
Now, 11th place, right in there battling right to the end, and first lady home, Kim Lumley. What an outstanding run for her. Watching Chris Stout and Kim Lumley headed to the finish line.
More teams approaching the breakwater right now. There's Phil Kramer behind Impaction. He's the first expert men through the gate. Steve Morley on pace for 14th. Grant Turner behind the helmet cam boat looking 15th. Mike Kelly, first senior men. Clarenbeek was in the top 5 on the way out. Now he's facing an 18th spot overall finish. Glenn Anderson, first little boat, first Formula 2.
Looking like it's going to be a 10th place finish for the Absolute Speed Marine boat. Boy, Cliff Bamford, Bruce Friedman, Lonnie Fluent, what a crew. Chris Stout hanging on to the rope, 10th place. Absolute Speed Marine, not only an entry, but also one of the major sponsors of this whole event, and every one of the competitors quite happy that they're involved. Kim Lumley's major competition coming from Lauren Eagle, and she's still out on the water. This is a three-peat for her. That's no easy task when you're going on a course this long. She's still making some awfully quick time. Whoa, there was a big head nod. What's that about?
And there's another one, Bruce. Yeah, that's a signal to the observer.
So are we asking for more or less speed?
She's had a fast pace. She could think she has a shot at the record.
Well, the women's record is at 59.08, so she's right. She's got a shot at it, and she's asking for more speed, right?
Kim Lumley is also on a roll, Bruce. She, too, is the current women's world champion, and she has basically mimicked Todd Haig's accomplishments of late by simply dominating all the most prominent international races.
Well, they're booking it right off to the starboard side of the Queen Mary, headed towards the finish line, and Kim Lumley will win the women's division in the Catalina ski race. And I don't think she got the record. It was Miss Nordblatt's record before. She ran 1 hour, 4.26 seconds, so she missed the record by less than 1 minute.
That's Lee Spindler at the helm of that big old boat. And that's Robert Manchett. He's a world champion observer. Her country treats her like a celebrity back home. They're going to be real proud to know she's bringing the Catalina title back home again. Brad Rain, still 13th after that fall.
There's a party in Todd Haig. Checkered flags. I got a feeling that the soda pop is flowing on the boat tonight.
They'll be partying Catalina style.
Steve Davis, the navigator and good friend of Todd Haig, joining him up on the boat and hamming it up for the cameras, but I think I would too after a day like this has been for them.
Thanks, Sean Clancy. The helmet cam was great. But here comes Kurt Schoen. He's going to take second place in expert men.
Handling the controls right now, Mr. Randy Davis. In fact, he's on the cell phone. Can you see that? He just put it down. He's probably calling home, making sure that the champagne was cooling. Coming in now, headed towards the finish line. Going to be 19th overall and second woman finisher, Lauren Eagle. Nice job, Lauren. Doug Peters at the controls of the boat. Rory Brown and Joe Brain, the crew. An excellent effort. Second women. There's a shot of the number 10 boat coming across. Jody Campbell, the one sitting backwards. He's the owner of the Metro Pro team. Graham Cole has been on the rope all day and will finish second in Formula 2. Rich Landreth at the controls of the boat. And a congratulations to the whole Metro Pro team. And boy, what a day they've had. They ended up second place in Formula 2. And it has been an experience, I'm betting.
These F2s are some fun racing. And a good job for Graham Cole. He's another one been ripping it up on the marathon circuit this year. There's your first place F2, boat 70, Ryan Cora, Jim Cora, towing Glenn Anderson, challenging the big terrible boat. That's Lauren Eagle, your second place women's open. Big boat number 42, team bottom line. That's John Campanius and his father Peter driving. They're another one of the many family teams here at the Catalina ski race. Shane Clark is going to pick up the trophy for the third spot in Formula 2. The top three F2s all finished within about a minute of each other.
Todd, sixth win in 7 years. This is the second most wins in the history of the Catalina race. You were the second to last out of the docks this morning. You had to make a big comeback. How big is this win for you guys?
It's huge. This is the toughest race I've run ever. My crew, I can't say enough about them. I mean, I had problems with my goggles. They just kept their eye on me, kept pushing me, kept us up in front. We stalled the motor right at the start, couldn't get it restarted, couldn't get it started. Kind of thought, we just got to put our head down and push and push. We got to the island, got a good look at where the guys were, just kept on pushing, put our head down. And Carl Brooks put up a hell of a fight right here coming in the breakwater. And lucky for us, we got it. Standing here on Victory Dock again.
Was there any question in your mind that you couldn't come back from that deficit, being the second one out, second to last one out of the breakwater?
Yeah, deep down inside I wanted it, so we just pushed and pushed, but what we made up was pretty unheard of. I mean, I'm still not sure how we've done it, but here we are, and got to thank my crew, Randy Davis, Dennis Hall, my observer, and Steve Davis, my navigator, got me there and back. Here we are.
All right, here's a good look at a gentleman who's going to come home third place, expert men. This is John Beresford. With him in the crew driving the boat, Lou Lyle, Tim Devlin, and Greg Bell. And they did a pretty outstanding job to end up third expert men. Here they come, the two ladies. We've seen them a couple of different times during the race, both skiing behind the same boat. Lori Dunsmore and Aaron Saunders, and Darren Notke, Ron Wilson, Gene Weston, the crew on the boat. Pretty solid effort. What's it like to ski doubles behind one of these things?
Depending on how you work together, it can be your best day of ski racing, or it can be just a complete nightmare.
Here's one that's worthy of note. See that 142 boat? Brady Hoggins is on the rope. He's 14 years of age. His dad, Howard Hoggins, Scott Spiller, and Greg Houston make up the crew. He's going to finish in, I'm going to guess about an hour and 9 minutes. He's going to finish as the youngest. That makes him eligible for not the first time, not the second time, not the third time, but the fourth time in the row for the Virginia Ginny Ward Memorial Trophy, sponsored by the Long Beach Boat and Ski Club, awarded to the youngest finisher. That's right, folks. He started racing this race when he was 9 years of age, and 4 times now he's been the youngest finisher. Congratulations to him. He's also making a bid for the Junior World Team this year, and we wish him a lot of luck.
And Brady's gonna get a repeat. He'll take home the Junior Boys Trophy for the second year in a row. He finished 11th place last year as a junior boy. Craig Harkeen apparently had some spills after that fantastic start. He's the 4th Formula 2 across. Boat 797, Caitlin Wendt, picking up the 3rd place Women's Open.
You know what? I don't think he wants to get passed by the 2 girls this close to the finish line. I thought I saw him just ask for more throttle.
Oh, this is great, Bruce. That's the Double Up Women's Open team. Lori Dunsmore and Aaron Saunders coming up to put the pressure on Brady Hoggins. Lori Dunsmore is Brady Hoggins' speed skiing coach. Knowing Lori, she's really happy to see him up ahead of her. The kids can go out and train to ski with Lori at Dunsmore Custom Marine. They're in Boulder, Nevada, and hit the water at Lake Mead.
Boy, they gassed it up. Drove right back around the ladies who were putting on a pretty good effort.
He gives a little down there. No reason to push it after he just put them away. My reports say he had to take a little swim halfway back from the island. He made it to the island in the 18th spot, but now he's back to 29th overall. Let's get in and watch that DC water ski do some work. 86 inches long, wood or carbon fiber, DC bindings, dual wrap with the clip-on strap, the taped ankles for grip and support, full body brightly colored float suit, DC Australian wrap bridles with handle, arm restraints, neck roll, brightly colored brain bucket, and goggles that hopefully don't fog up. Great form, Brady.
Brady Hoggins to the finish line.
Well, Kim, a great day for yourself, a great day for England. This makes it 3 in a row for you, 4 out of the last 5 years. I mean, explain the feelings you have right now. What a great, a great event for you.
I think, it's absolutely amazing. The boys, actually, I think they misunderstood who was behind us. They thought that Lauren was a lot closer than she was, so we actually pushed on, but Lee pulled the kill switch. My driver pulled the kill switch a couple of times, so we lost one engine twice out there, which was, my heart just went, oh, you've done all that work, and then you think, oh, it's all gone. And I've been suffering with a cold and a backache, and so we've overcome a lot of problems this year, which makes it kind of even nicer to win.
How does this win rank up with the other ones, considering it's 3 in a row now?
Oh, they're all as good as each other. They don't get any less than they. Maybe this gets better, I don't know. It's really good.
What does this mean to take it back to England?
Oh, they put quite a bit of pressure on me before we came out, so they're going to be really happy.
The race, how challenging was it for you?
This year it was pretty smooth. It was quite a fast one, so it was I'm quite glad, because I think my back maybe would have been killing me if it was rougher, but there were a few boat wakes out there that, luckily having such a good team, they kept me on, so it was really good.
Is there any question in your mind that you wouldn't be able to overcome the problems with the boat to get to the finish line first?
Obviously, it's always in your mind, It went once, one of the engines cut out on the way to the island, one on the way back, so it was worrying, but, they managed to get it sorted. They gave me the signal to keep holding on, and I just held on with one engine, so it was fine.
It's ironic that you and Todd, last year's champions, the champions the year before that, both had problems with the boats this year.
Really? Todd had fun? Oh, well, every time we've won, Todd's won too, because I said to him, can you call us and let us know, because if you win, then maybe there's more chance we're going to win. So it's really nice to win with Todd again.